The heinousness of sin, whether it's our heart sins or our actions. How serious is covetousness in its many forms? How serious is idolatry? Whether it is in our hearts and thoughts, whether it is in varying degrees of our words and deeds. It is the sin under all sins. It is adultery. It is prostitution. It is unfaithfulness to God, who has not only redeemed us from the kingdom of darkness, but has made us His bride. And it's one thing to be born sinners by our own birth in Adam and sin against the Lord. It's another to be the bride of Christ, cleansed and made spotless and clean and robed with the righteousness of His wedding dress, and then to commit adultery to Him. So in light of the vileness and the heinousness and the seriousness of sin, would you please see with me and consider the gloriousness of Jesus? What does it mean? I mean, do you feel? I mean, don't you feel like you're that woman that they drug out before Jesus? We caught her in the adultery, the very act. Do you feel caught this morning? If not, you're not listening. If not, you have eyes to see but do not see, and ears to hear but you don't hear. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about me. This is treason and adultery and prostitution against the God of the universe, the greatest and most beneficent and loving and wise and kind and righteous and good of all of the beings in the universe. And we have sinned against Him. So, in the glory of Jesus, what does it mean to walk as a human being in perfection? If you think you're the guy or the girl, you're not. If you think I'm not as bad as those sinners out there, how many times have you committed adultery this week? In other words, how many times have you sinned this week against your perfect covenant husband? Are you one of those people who look at those adulterers and those adulteresses and those people who act that way and those people who can't be faithful, and you look down on them and you go, how could they do such things? You're one of them. You are the Gomer of the book of Hosea. I am the Gomer. So we look at ourselves and we say, what is our hope? What does it look like to walk as a human being in perfection? If there's anything we see from this, it's not us. What is it like to never in any way, in any form, in any word, in any thought, or in any deed, to be absolutely, completely faithful? You know what that looks like? It looks like Jesus. Are you not astounded at His perfection? In light of who you are, now look into the mirror of His glory and be blinded by the light of His perfection. I need that righteousness. I don't need to clean myself up. I need the perfection of Jesus. There's no one, no, not one like Him. We have all fallen short of the glory of God except for Him. Is He not great? Is He not worthy? Is He not worthy of our adoration and our praise and exuberant singing when we get in here? Before the throne of God above, I have a strong and perfect plea. A great high priest whose name is love. Would you like to sing that now? Well, then get that way before you get here, if that's a problem. There's no one like Him. He came as a new Adam to faithfully keep the covenant with God, to perfectly keep all of the commandments. And there was not one millisecond in the entirety of His life where He ever failed to love the Lord His God with all of His heart, and with all of His soul, and with all of His mind, and with all of His strength. Never did it dip down under the 100% meter. Never did it go 99.999999999. It was always 100%. Always perfection. How glorious is the Son of God. How glorious is the Son of Man.